Okay, Q&A.
Yeah,
so, Massa Rassatan asks, why GPC people don't use Montblanc and Waterman pens? Are they overhyped?
Lots of question marks going on here. I like to think of GPC people as like we're some kind of like cave people.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
They're like
You people.
all right, Drew, you got thoughts?
Well, as far as we know, we haven't, revisited this in quite a long time. But as far as we know, we do not qualify to retail Montblanc pens.
We don't.
So that's just that's kind of a non-starter. So
Ironically, we are required to have a physical brick and mortar presence.
So there you go.
To sell the brand.
Yeah.
Now, I've not reached out to them proactively.
Yeah, it's not
and
something
asked since COVID has
active.
hit whether they're still kind of abiding by that same policy. But as of the last time I talked to them, it was a very definitive. I talked to somebody pretty high up, and they said, "Hey, yeah, we'd love to sell to you, but you need a physical store." And we were like, "Well, that's not happening."
What about like a lemonade stand out front?
You need like
I could. If
you need like a certain display with marble floor, and like it's like a very kind of a specific
That's
thing.
a really nice lemonade stand.
It would be a really nice lemonade stand. What about like a food truck?
Yeah,
like
there we
pen,
go.
Like a pen truck?
Montblanc
A Montblanc pen truck? You could like roll out some marble.
There we go.
Or something. I don't know.
I love that.
We could get creative, right?
Yeah,
like
so no, we don't have anything against Montblanc at all. In fact, we love them. We both own Montblanc pens ourselves and have a very high opinion of them. It's just not something that is possible for us right now.
Yeah.
So
we got different goals at the moment.
yeah. Waterman, we did used to sell Waterman products. We sold their inks, maybe dipped our toe into a pen or two, but really the demand just did not continue to be there for us. So we chose to no longer carry the products, and that was years ago, and we really haven't had a strong request to that would a few people every now and then
about them, yeah.
like, hey, do you have Waterman blue? No, and it's like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So
It's never been like compelling enough. Mostly it's curiosity. People are like, hey, this is an iconic brand. Why don't you carry it? And be like, oh, people don't really ask us about it much. And they're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's about all it ever goes.
Yeah, and you could draw some parallels between Schaefer and Cross and Parker as well, and a lot of other brands. But
we have carried all these brands in the past, and it's just
yeah, they kind of hover around that area where there's interest in a sort of way because it's this legacy interest. All of these bands,
they're iconic brands. Like, the modern fountain pen would not be what it is without Cross and Waterman and these other ones. However, I think most of their focus is spread out in different places. I think certainly some of these, and they're heavier into like the rollerball pens. I think specifically like Cross and ones like that. They're more iconic in that kind of realm. So this is not as much of a focus. They haven't really done that much, new, really exciting stuff in the fountain pen side of things. So it just hasn't been something that a lot of people have been banging down our doors for.
Yeah.
But
and as far as whether or not they're overhyped,
like
I definitely don't think they're overhyped. I think they're hyped accordingly.
I think they're appropriately hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.